you were talking about the Vituro Health, Cleet Walker, who is one of our great partners here on Tony Kurre Radio, and talking about prostate health. There's a brand new sensor. It's called the Atom sensor, which is very, very interesting. And I'd be wondering if men would actually use this. It's a sensor for people that don't know. If you think you're suffering ED, and ED evidently is a major issue in this world.
Yes.
We didn't have ED in the 60s and 70s.
Yes,
and
you
80s.
did.
No, it's just because of all the processed foods and stuff we eat now. We never had ED issues. Everyone everyone was like this. Anytime they wanted it, it was always there. Night or day, it was always there.
And nobody was gay either, right?
No one was gay. we should do a whole segment on this. There was no gay people on the earth, no transgenders. There was transgender.
And there were no ED problems.
There were no ED issues. There were no allergies. Did you realize that? There were no allergies?
No. What about vaginal drying?
No, we had that. My mom did. My dad used to say it was like walking on dry leaves. I'm like, Dad, what the hell?
Dick, your dad.
I'm like, really? My dad, Dick. Your mother's like dry leaves. I'm like, why are you telling me this?
This is why I don't come to you talking about sex.
I'm 12. Stop. Here, smoke this joint. I'm going to have sex with your mother. What? I was like, I always thought you were raking back there.
I was.
Because my mom was back there with a vacuum cleaner, and it wasn't a vacuum cleaner. You hear this for like 3 hours every Sunday afternoon. Oh, she vacuuming again? Yep. Well, no wonder there's so many leaves back there.
She's only dry with you,
So
Dick.
we didn't have erectile dysfunction in the 60s and 70s. We didn't have allergies.
No.
I don't know what the hell's going on with allergies. I don't know. It's got to be something with the air because we didn't have allergy issues.
I did.
In the 60s and 70s?
Well, first of all, I wasn't born in the 60s. In the 70s.
You get, maybe it's the pine down here, but I mean, everyone I know who's moved here, I've been here for 33 years.
Yeah.
I consider myself I never had allergy issues till I moved down here.
Well,
I didn't have allergy issues till like 10 years ago, though. And I mean, look at this NOS.
Birmingham's really bad. Birmingham's really bad.
But I mean, allergies are bad everywhere. I've seen the map.
Yeah.
I've seen allergies. There's grass, pollen, all kinds of crap. We weren't allergic to peanut butter.
Yeah, we were.
No, we weren't. No, back in the day, that's a brand new thing. We didn't have
no peanut allergies.
No, there's no peanut allergies. Every kid had peanut butter sandwiches. No one's face blew up like a blowfish.
It's not true.
You didn't. No. Now every restaurant you go in, peanuts may come in contact with your food. I'm like, oh, here we go.
Well, because you're fine if you got a
for
kid who's got
God's
peanut
sakes.
allergies. Have you ever seen a kid?
There weren't peanut allergies. We didn't have peanut allergies. We didn't have it back in the 60s and 70s.
I swear to God, you're sounding more like Archie Bunker every day.
No.
Okay, what's this got to do with the prostate, with ED?
Yeah, it's called the Atom sensor.
Oh,
it's given to
right.
those who are concerned about ED. So what is this thing?
I don't know, Tony.
It's a little gadget
Yeah.
that you wrap around the base of your pee-pee
Okay.
in the morning. And I'm going to give you guys some information that you don't know about. Doctors will tell you that if you think that you are having some type of erectile dysfunction, an average male, will have an erection. And I didn't realize this until today. I knew that we had erections 3 to 5 times a night.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, you know I'm talking about. You rub the sheets and it wakes you up and you're like, ugh, and then you have to go to the bathroom or whatever.
Right.
We sleep through a lot. But did you realize that the average male, healthy male, who does not have any erectile dysfunctions, has an erection for 3 hours a night? Total.
But not.
3 full hours of erection
You stay erect.
for 3 hours a night. I never knew.
Well, you and I must not be healthy.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, come on.
I was on Tinder last night. I'm good. Yeah,
3 hours?
I was like, what? Yeah. That seems like
That's
a really
a long time.
It is a long time. And so what we're told, or what we used to do back in the 60s and 70s, if you had this issue, because we didn't have ED issues back in the 60s, 70s, you put a piece of tape around, like Scotch tape.
Ah.
That doesn't hurt.
Yeah, it does.
If you manscape, you're good. And then if the tape is broken in the morning, you know that you've had an erection, because most of us sleep through our erections, right?
That's such a janked up way of doing
well,
it.
it's very primitive, but it works because you've realized that you're good to go. So this particular thing is actually a ring that you put on the base, and this is the cool thing about this, and it's brand new technology. it will tell you exactly how many times.
Right.
It will tell you how long.
Yep.
And it'll also take all these different parameters of blood pressure. And it's pretty amazing. If you're having a lack of nighttime erections, it suggests something biologically wrong with you. It may dictate that there be nerve damage. And, of course, I went to a Wave Tech, where they do the little sonic thing that's great because it doesn't hurt. It's wonderful. And it also then can set you up for treatments of Viagra or something through Vituro Health or whatever they do, because it's a prostate thing, and the prostate has to do with that as well. And it'll let you know. And now if you're having a lack of, and you're on the blue pill or whatever to help you, or you're going to Wave Tech and it's still not working because you keep it on, then you may realize that it could be psychological. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people, I don't think psychological ever when they're talking about their physical well-being.
It's so
something's
funny.
not working. And
Right.
I know this because I've dealt with depression a lot in my life.
Right.
Not me specifically. My mom had depression for 50 years. I had people in my family that had depression, and I know it breaks your body down.
It does.
It's a sick.
You've also had chronic pain.
I still have some chronic pain
But
to an extent, yeah, and it affects your entire body. And so, what a lot of people don't realize is they think it's purely okay. I got ED. It could be because I'm diabetic. It could be because I'm fat. I'm obese. Whatever the situation is,
Yep.
and that's an easy fix for the most part. It should be an easy fix. If psychologically you're all there, then you can fix that. Which is really cool about this particular thing is it does dictate whether then again it's psychological or physical. Depression and anxiety can cause both erectile dysfunction, which a lot of people I don't think realize, because if you're physically fit and your blood is working well, then depression, why should that affect my libido? It does. Relationship issues, lack of sexual knowledge, which we talked about in our first one.
Right.
Past sexual abuse can also be responsible.
Absolutely.
Sometimes entering a new relationship is the problem, and feelings of guilt are also known to cause erectile dysfunction. And it's been revealed that men addicted to porn are at risk of erectile dysfunction because their sexual tolerance is higher.
Right.
Which is really interesting because we've always been told
the
more you use it, the better it runs.
Yeah, but
and
it's right. But
right?
it's the
if you don't use it, it'll go bye-bye.
Right, but the
use
problem
it or
with
lose
porn is it's creating a new stimulus that triggers the response, and that stimulus it gets more and more depending on how much porn and the degree of porn. So again, I'm a big look. If you look at porn, it's not going to cause watching porn is not going to give you ED. Yep. But you're right. The threshold starts going up and up, and so your level of what's arousing is not the same, and that plays to the psychological. It's so funny about the psychological. We've tried as psychologists. We've tried all kinds of fancy words. Mm-hmm. We try mind body, right? People are like, it's either the mind or the body, right? We try physical, mental. My favorite one is I tell people it's psychophysiological. Oh, wow. Because it's harder for them to get out of that one. Well, what do you mean psychophysiological? Well, look, your brain. Do you agree that your brain, forget psychological, do you agree that your brain is the control center for your body?
Sure.
Yeah. And people are like, well, of course.
Yeah.
It tells the blood to flow. It tells, with the pain, it tells makes your leg go like this, all this stuff. Guess what? In the same brain, in that same control center, the happy, sad, so your amygdala, happy, sad. So that same brain is controlling all that stuff. So when that brain says anxiety, it is not just giving you a feeling, it's sending a change to your physiology. And anxiety is the easiest one.
Yeah.
Your stomach hurts, all that stuff. That's why the psychological piece comes in, because it's not psychological, it's psychophysiological, right? It is the way you think absolutely can affect the amount of blood flow to your genitals.
Yeah.
It's just, and that's why I don't like the physical or mental, because in some cases, if it is psychophysiological, it's easier to treat. You think about if you're obese or diabetic, you may have permanent problems. We talked to Brian Christine about implants.
Yeah.
Because it's not psychological.
And the physical aspects can make it psychological.
Oh, this was I'm talking about the pain.
Yeah.
Right, that's managing chronic pain, managing any sort of pain. Pain is a signal that something is not right. That it's great because we want that because of love. But it just signals something is not right. And a lot of times it's not signaling the right thing. So if my neck and back hurt, it is signaling to me that my neck and back has problems, right? That something's not right. But it may affect my genital area through referred pain.
Yeah. It's funny because guys we're so dumb.
Yes, I know.
And it's great to be dumb. Ignorance is bliss. I'm telling you. Sometimes we just, because that's why guys hate to go to doctors, because we know if we go to doctors, well, he was fine and he went in there for a mole, and next thing you know, he's got cancer and he's dead 6 months. I mean, it just happens. But guys always think that has nothing to do with this.
Right. That's it. Right.
Well, you must be thinking with the wrong head. I mean, we even differentiate our heads. We are so effed up that guys, we use this. Well, you must be thinking with the wrong head. Like this head supersedes this one.
Yeah.
This brain was like, no. This one's like, oh no, I'm going in. And then vice versa. I don't think it's a good idea. You should stay out. We think this has no bearing. There's blood, it's got a mind of its own.
There's a brain, right? That we think that somehow down here.
There is a brain down there.
It's right here.
Yeah.
And it doesn't. And this brain doesn't talk to this brain.
No.
It's fascinating because if you say to a guy, here's the deal. This mind of its own is not a mind of its own. It's completely driven by this mind. Everything here. And here's the other thing I think is hard. We say here because our brain is here, but our brain creates the release of chemicals and electricity. Like there's all this stuff going on, right? But it's not like on off. And this it's hard to sort of wrap your head around. Your brain's got stuff firing, but sometimes that firing takes place on its own. Again, we talk about the central nervous system. God, I can't believe we get into this. But the central nervous system. So your brain can have a pain, or you can have a problem with your erection, and the brain itself is no longer processing that. It's done. That it's over. But in your nervous system, it's still firing the problem. It's still, so it's as if it's taken on a mind of its own, but it is all connected ultimately, essentially here, the spinal cord and up.
Yeah. Because
that's the brainstem. That's where it goes.
Yeah.
Like come on, guys.
Anyway, it's something that they're talking about. And again, I don't know if
can you use it for sex? Like, makes you look cool? Wear a ring?
Well, it's like a sleep study. Like a sleep study is usually like 4 or 5 days,
right?
And that's about as long as I think someone will go with it. But they say that it's so comfortable that some men forget it's on.
Is it?
It said you can wear it under your pajamas.
Now, here's the other thing: does it stimulate some men? Do you know what I mean? Does it create arousal by having it on, which would confound the very assessment that you're trying to take?
I think it scares the bejeebers out of some, like an EKG or anything that electronic that actually tells you what's going on in your body that you don't really know what's going on in your body scares the hell out of a lot of people. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Look
Look at me, I'm good.